putting on push to talk.
Mhm. Hello everyone. I don't know if you know or noticed, but this stream will not show any video of Astra's Rocket 3.2 today. Since they are a very small launch provider and fairly new, they have decided to not live stream anything yet. But I know that they will look into live streaming their launch attempts once they have achieved orbit and fly customer payloads. So the thing you see right now on your screen is a model from Casper Stanley, who is my guest today.
Hello.
Well,
Yeah.
Casper, do you wanna tell the people who you are, what you do?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Casper Stanley, and I'm a rocket 3D modeler. And you may know me from Twitter or here on YouTube. And I've made this model of the Astra rocket, the rocket 3.0, or in this case 3.2, I guess.
Yeah, and if you wanna find out anything rocket related or rocket mission related, there's a really cool website I've heard. It's called everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch preview, where you can find different articles for different rocket launches, and also this one, for example. That's the pre-launch preview for today's rocket launch. Today is Rocket 3.2. Today, Astra is launching its Rocket 3.2. The launch window started 3 minutes ago, and is extending all the way to 22 UTC, or for Pacific time to 14 o'clock Pacific time. The mission name is just Orbital Launch Attempt 2. Nothing fancy, just Orbital Launch Attempt 2, since it's Astra's own test launch of their Rocket 3.2. The launch provider for today's mission is Astra, as well as the customer, since, as I just said, it's just a test launch. The rocket is Rocket 3.2. It's the second iteration of Astra's Rocket 3 series. The launch location is Launchpad 3B in the Pacific Spaceport Complex in Kodiak, Alaska. And the payload mass could be up to 25 kilograms or about 55 pounds. But Astra is aiming for greater payload masses in the future. So, where are the satellites going? Well, on this specific test launch, there is no satellite on board the second stage. There are just some additional instruments for data gathering, but the second stage is aiming for a 380 kilometer low Earth orbit at an inclination of 98.1 degrees. So it's a bit... Casper, help me out, please. What is it called?
What is what called?
Not a 98.1 degree inclination. Retrograde. Yeah, it's a little retrograde.
Good, I could help you there.
Thanks. Will they be attempting to recover the first stage? No, this is not the capability of Astra or of Rocket 3.2. Where will the first stage land? Well, the first stage will simply crash into the Pacific Ocean. Will they be attempting to recover the fairings? No, this is also not the capability of Rocket 3.2. Are these fairings new? Yes, of course they are. How's the weather looking? Well, we don't actually know Astra's weather criteria for launch, but the weather in Kodiak doesn't look too good at the moment. They have scrubbed the last few days because of weather. And this will mark Astra's first test launch of Rocket 3.2 and second test launch this year. And yeah, unfortunately, Astra doesn't have a live webcast, but they will start tweeting about it at T-minus 15 minutes. Casper, stop. I can hear that.
Sorry.
But they will start tweeting about their launch at T-minus 15 minutes. So whenever they start tweeting, we know liftoff time is 15 minutes from this tweet on. And if you want to know more about who Astra is, about the mission, about the rocket, about the mission timeline, maybe, just head over to everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch preview, and look at the pre-launch preview. And this pre-launch preview was written by me. So thank you, me, I guess, this time. But yeah, if you want to know more about Astra and its rockets, its rocket, head over there and read through the pre-launch preview. There's also a more detailed one linked down at the bottom that leads you to the previous pre-launch preview, where I talk more about Astra as a company itself. So why don't we head over to Twitter real quick and check if Astra has updated the Twitter, if we know anything new. It seems
I can't see anything.
Yeah,
from
that they haven't tweeted anything new yet. All right. Hello, everyone. Now I'm finally looking at the chat after I just went through the pre-launch preview. Do you have any questions so far? Supercluster app says 1 hour. Well, yeah, the launch window started 8 minutes ago, and it's a 3-hour long launch window, so they have plenty of time. Even if they start fueling the rocket in an hour, they will still have more than enough time to launch the rocket if they want to. What's the launch window? Yeah, so the launch window started 8 minutes ago, and is it's a 3-hour long launch window. Well, no, there's not a live stream for this launch. Okay, it's unofficial. Well, yeah, Astra has an internal webcast, but that's probably only for Astra employees, since there will probably be shown some ITAR restricted things.
Yeah, like a couple people have access to that. That's it.
Yeah. I've tried to get access to the webcast just to know what's going on. But yeah, I haven't heard anything back from them regarding that topic. When does the launch window end? Yeah, well, launch window ends in about 3 hours. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Well, thanks. But I really don't expect that many. I just see that there are 60 people watching this live stream right now. That's crazy.
Also 9 too few.
9 too few. Oh yeah, 69. Well, we are above 42, which is good.
That's true.
69 would be better though. Großgott. Großgott Flo. I would say you meant Großgott Flo. I'm not a big god.
What?
Trello. What about Trello, Elon? The only Rocket 3.2 stream I found? Well, there is no official Rocket 3.2 stream. And this stream also is not a live webcast of the launch itself, but more of a commentary about what's happening right now and talking about Rocket 3.2. And also looking at Rocket 3.2. But before we head over to Rocket Explorer, let's see what you all say are writing in the chat. The winds in Kodiak are low, 7 knots at 0 degrees Celsius with total cloud coverage. Doesn't sound too bad. Well, the total cloud coverage would be a problem, probably. Fishtail Productions, no. Großgott is not a traditional Austrian greeting. I can tell you that much. I am Austrian. And you meant Grüß Gott, which is written like that.
So groß is like big, right?
Groß means big, yeah.
Yeah, and then grüß is what, good?
Grüß is like greetings.
Oh, okay. So close.
So it's kind of like greet God, grüß Gott. So say hello to God.
It's fun
which
that you
is-
mention God, everyone, every time.
A traditional like Austrian greeting, or a Bavarian one as well.
Right.
All right. So if you don't have any more questions, I mean, just ask away. There are not too many people, so I should
I
see
can keep
those
an eye
questions.
on chat, and then we can look at Rocket.
Yeah, I mean, no, you won't keep an eye on chat because I've now switched over to your stream. So
yeah, but
on
I
your
can see it on
screen.
my other monitor.
All right. No worries.
So I have taken the Rocket 3.0 here and compared it to Electron because I guess that's a competitor of theirs.
Well, yeah, Rocket 3.2 is, I should say that, a small sat launch vehicle with a payload mass of up to 25 kilograms right now. It's probably already a bit higher than that because compared to Rocket 3.1, which was the first orbital launch attempt earlier this year in September, they have improved or upgraded their first stage engines by 500 pounds of thrust for each engine.
Damn.
Yeah, which is significant. It's from 6,000 pounds of thrust per engine up to 6,500 pounds of thrust.
Yeah, that's not bad.
When you look at the two rockets, on the left Astra's Rocket 3.2 and on the right Rocket Lab's Rocket Electron, which launched earlier today, you can see that Astra's Rocket 3.2 is a bit smaller, but also a bit wider, whereas Rocket Lab's Electron is about 18 meters tall and thinner than Astra's Rocket 3.2. And they are propelled by, like, Rocket 3.2 is propelled by 5 Delphin engines, and Rocket Lab's Electron rocket is propelled by 9 Rutherford engines. Well, what else could we say about the rockets? Well, yeah, the second stage is powered on the Electron, is powered by that's not the Electron.
How do I use my app?
Well, there it is. The second stage of the Electron rocket is powered by 1 Rutherford engine with a nozzle extension, whereas Rocket 3.2's second stage is powered by 1 Ether engine, which is a different engine. And remember, for this mission, Rocket 3.2 won't have a payload. The second stage will only be equipped with additional instruments for data gathering and for further analysis. Well,
so this is sort of my guess at what the upper stage will look like, because I'm pretty sure we haven't seen it fully assembled. We've just seen like parts of it in their sort of assembly hangar. Obviously I put some filler stuff in there, and then I put some purple parts. I don't know if you can see that, because I saw somewhere that they have some purple nuts and bolts, like, because they've done that on some previous rockets, and that was just sort of like a tradition that they have. I'm not sure if that's still true on Rocket 3.2, but I thought that was pretty fun. And yeah, that's my model of that second stage.
So yeah, you guys should know that Casper is currently developing his is it a game or is it an educational tool?
Yeah, it's more of a tool or like an experience, because it also works for VR. Not this particular scene.
Casper?
Oh right, I forget to.
Yeah, you're on push to talk.
So yeah, it's sort of an experience, not a game, because it also works for VR, but even then, if you're just playing on PC, there's no real gamification of it. It's just like looking at rockets, comparing
experience
them to
of rockets in
Exactly.
in 3D kind of, because you have a 3D model of it. You can turn it, twist it, look at the different stages,
Exactly.
like we see it right now.
So for this particular tool, it's sort of very, very handy just to look at the rocket and compare them to each other.
Yeah.
And then in the other two scenes, I can actually just go to this. It's just, this is obviously 39A, and I haven't modeled any other launch pads.
So yeah, for you guys, to your information, that's the that's SpaceX Launchpad 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
But obviously also the Rocket Explorer launchpad, as you see on that.
So yeah, Casper is developing his Rocket Explorer program, or educational experience program, whatever you want to call it. And it's not yet in early access on Steam, right?
It's in early access on Patreon. So patrons can get access to it from the $5 tier. And then I'm launching on Steam soon. But if you want to get notified about that, you can put it on your wish list. And then you'll get a notification once I launch it there.
Okay.
There's also a free demo, which I haven't updated in a while, but you can find that on my Game Jolt page.
All right. Is Relativity Space another upcoming competitor? Yeah, and Skyrora and Orbix. Skyrora and Orbix are two UK companies. And Firefly is also from the US. And Firefly is actually aiming for launch in January. So that might be another very interesting launch. Sorry, my guys, hello. Can you hear me? My internet is killing me right now. Please tell me if when you can hear me again. Hello.
I can hear you.
Am I back? Yeah, you can hear me. That's good.
Maybe it was because I was like moving around and it takes more bandwidth to like update all the pixels.
No, that's not on your end. That was definitely my end.
Oh yeah, but you're receiving it and trying to stream it, and that's more.
That's not really the problem. The problem was just my internet that cut out. Oh, hi again. Yeah, hopefully it stays that way. Well, we are down to 24 people watching. Nice, just as last time.
I guess that's what happens when you buffer.
Yeah, that's what happens.
We can get them back. 32 already.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Where were we? So yeah, before the internet cut out, I was talking about different launch providers.
The rocket.
Do you want to go ahead? Casper?
Oh, right. Who were you comparing them to?
Oh, I was just comparing it to other launch providers, like Firefly, Electron, Skyrora, Orbex, or also the other one we just talked about that was mentioned in the chat, Relativity Space. But yeah, Firefly is probably the right. biggest competitor to Astra right now, or like Electron is a very big competitor, obviously, because they are on the market for what now? 2 years, probably, or pretty much. And Firefly, well, let's maybe compare it to a Falcon 9 as well. So Astra's Rocket 3.2, then Firefly, and then SpaceX Falcon 9. So we can see the size differences.
So like this. Yeah,
when you just compare Astra's Rocket 3.2 to Electron and then to Firefly's Alpha, Astra's Rocket 3.2 looks really small, but it's only supposed to put about, when it's finished, about I think 150 to 200 kilograms into orbit. And Firefly's Alpha looks pretty big in comparison to Astra's rocket 3.2. But then when you compare it to like the next bigger rocket, for example, a Falcon 9, then you can see how small Firefly's Alpha is. It's still huge, but nothing compared to...
the size of the landing legs of the Falcon 9.
Yeah. For example, Astra's rocket 3.2 is pretty much the size of one landing leg of Falcon 9. Did you just take a picture? Casper?
No, I reset the camera.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, Chad, what are you talking about? Do you have any questions? So Astra rocket length is almost the same. Exactly. Pretty much the same length as one Falcon 9 landing leg. When does it launch? Well, Rocket 3.2 has a launch window, a 3-hour launch window that started 25 minutes ago and extends all the way to 22 UTC or 1400 Eastern Standard Time. 1400 Pacific Time. When does it end? Okay. Will there be live video? Unfortunately not, because Astra doesn't live stream any of their launch attempts yet. They're still testing, it's still a test launch, and they have stated that they will start live streaming the launch attempts once they have achieved orbit and once they fly customer payloads. They're a fairly small team of engineers, and overall they're pretty small compared to other rocket providers. So yeah. Oh, hey John. Do you have any more information about today's launch? Are they still going? Otherwise, we are sitting here for 2.5 more hours talking about the rockets and what it looks like, how it compares to other rockets, and just refreshing Twitter every 5 minutes to see if Astra has updated their Twitter. By the way, John, your pictures are amazing. Just saying.
We love to see it.
Oh, damn it. The stream to your...
Cool that you're in here.
The live feed from your Rocket Explorer just cut out again. And we're back. Never mind. Just a small hiccup again.
All right.
Falcon 9 landing legs are how big? I think they were 16 feet, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I don't really do freedom units. But what, 16, what are 16 feet? 16 feet, 10 feet are like 30 meters, right? No, not 30 meters. No. Whoa. No.
Nice.
10 feet are 3 meters, right?
16 feet is 4.8.
Yeah.
So
I was about to say 4.5.
So that's not correct.
No, that's not correct. Astra's rocket is about 12 meters. Let me see real quick. I have it in the pre-launch preview.
That would be about right compared to
it's
Electron,
11.6 meters tall, which is 38 feet. And the diameter of it is 1.32 meters or 4.3 feet. And I think it's 52 inches, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, my internet is kind of bad. I really hope that it improves over time, like in the next few months. But as we have only one internet provider, they have a monopoly and they don't really have to upgrade anything, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but I'm doing my best. And I can't wait for Starlink to come down to my latitudes, so I may be able to start using it once they have more satellites in orbit. It's a dummy payload. Well, it's not really a dummy payload, it's just a second stage with additional instrumentation on there. for data gathering. So they don't really have anything on their second stage as a payload. Oh wow, 157 people watching.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Yeah, if you just tuned in, Astra's Rocket 3.2 is scheduled to lift off in their 3-hour launch window that started about 30 minutes ago. And Astra has previously stated on their Twitter that they will start tweeting live updates at T minus 15 minutes. So far, we haven't heard anything yet. And John, if you're still here, if you can say anything, please do. If not, that's totally understandable. And I think you just tuned in to see if anyone is leaking to the internal webcast. I'm not the one. I'm not the one if there are any. 192 people watching. What?
We just hit 200, I think. Yeah. Ooh. Awesome. Hello, everyone. You are looking at the Falcon 9 compared to the Firefly Aerospace
Alpha. And Rocket Labs, exactly. Electron, and all the way to the left, the little teeny tiny rocket you see is Astra's Rocket 3.2 that is launching today. We hope at least they are launching today.
Yeah.
In their 3-hour long launch window that started about 30 minutes ago. And Astra will start tweeting live updates at T minus 15 minutes, which is when they are entering the terminal count. Is there going to be a launch? Well, yes, there is, but we won't be able to see anything. Thanks. We won't be able to see anything since Astra decided to not live stream anything yet, because they're still just testing. This is a test launch. Don't forget about that. Yeah, thanks, John. And they will start or think about live streaming their launch attempts once they are settled in, have achieved orbit, and are more like they want to get used to launching rockets, pretty much. And since they're a fairly small team of people, they have decided to not think about live streaming anything yet and have live coverage and hosts hosting the launch. If you remember, they have had a webcast earlier this year as part of DARPA's launch challenge, but that live stream was hosted and set up by DARPA. So that was not Astra hosting this webcast. Well, let's head over to Twitter real quick and refresh their Twitter page and see if they might have updated us on their launch attempt today. Nope, still nothing. Still the beautiful shot from John, who is actually in chat right now, of the launch site, which is Launchpad 3 in Kodiak, Alaska, which really, really looks awesome. And I think that Astra is competing against Rocket Lab when it comes to having the most beautiful launch site. I mean, just look at that picture. When it's loading, if it's loading, there it is. That's a beautiful site. Yeah, no, hands down, one of the most beautiful launch sites I've ever seen. Well, let's head back to Rocket Explorer. Casper, do you want to focus in on Rocket 3.2 again?
For sure.
So we can have a more detailed look at it. Going through all your rockets. No, just one. One is enough. All right. So as you can see, Rocket 3.2 is made out of aluminum, and it's I don't want to lie again. It's 11.6 meters tall, or 38 feet, with a diameter of 1.32 meters, or 4.3 feet, and I think it's about 52 inches, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. I don't do freedom units. I'm sorry. And yeah, and it's currently designed to have a payload mass of about 25 kilograms to a 500 kilometer sun-synchronous orbit. But they are probably already ahead of the 25 kilograms since they have upgraded the Delphin engines, which are on the bottom of the rocket and at the bottom of the first stage, from 6,000 pounds thrust per engine to 6,500 pounds thrust per engine, which is really significant. It's a little less than 10%, which is awesome. Yeah, well, now you can see Astra Rocket 3.2's second stage, which is propelled by one ether engine. And that one produces, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, so the second stage is powered by a single pressure-fed ether engine that will produce 3.1 kilonewtons of thrust in a vacuum, which is about 300 pounds of force. Yeah, when you compare Astra's Rocket 3.2 to Rocket Lab's Electron, for example, they have some similarities. For example, they both use electric pump-fed engines. Astra uses 5 of their Delphin engines, whereas Rocket Lab uses 9 Rutherford engines, but both are electric pump-fed, which was a first for Electron, for Rocket Lab, and Astra is, if I remember correctly, only the second engine that is electric pump-fed. I'm reconnecting to YouTube.
All right.
53 likes. Nice. Why is it repeating? Because I have issues with my stream.
Yeah, the stream is repeating if you try to reload it.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. There goes my internet connection again. Or oh, I think we're back now. I guess. I think. I hope. Casper, tell me if you can hear me on stream. And if you can hear me on...
Hello?
Mayhaps?
I can hear you.
No. Yeah. It's really frustrating, you know? 4,500 clicks, but it's loading. Yeah, YouTube is now telling...
Sort of through, but...
Well, YouTube is telling me it doesn't have enough data to stream. Then again, it has enough. Then it says again, it doesn't get any. Yeah, OBS is just screwing me over right now. My internet connection is stable. Otherwise, I couldn't hear you or you couldn't hear me. And I couldn't see your screen share. So that's pretty annoying. Guys, if you can hear me. Well, yeah. Okay, we hear you. Well, I hope it doesn't cut out that often anymore. If I can, I will get Starlink. I mean, currently it's a bit on the expensive side.
Okay, people are saying they can hear us, so
yeah, but I
guess we'll be fine for the next 10 minutes until it doesn't work.
I hope so. Well, no, you jinxed it. Casper? Casper? Hello, Casper? Can you hear me?
I jinxed it. God damn it.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
You jinxed it. Oh my god. As soon as you said it, we're fine for the next 10 minutes, it dropped again. Right, but it looks stable right now. I hope it stays that way.
No, yeah, I can hear you on stream saying you jinxed it, so I think we're good.
Okay. Johannes
Streaming
thinks
is
that
hard,
was
everybody.
yeah, and this time it's OBS screwing me over. I'm watching in 144p. I'm sorry, it should be set to 1080p.
Everyone watching 144.
Yeah, this to my defense that this stream is only my third stream ever. So I don't have an intro, I don't have an outro. I have not really looked too much into how to set up OBS correctly. I've played around with it.
It might be that you're trying to push like too high a bandwidth or something.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's currently only using about 2.5 mbits per second upload, and I have 10. So that should not be the problem. Yeah, guys. No, you guys are good. That the problems are on my end, unfortunately. Hello, someone knows the size of this rocket? Yes, of course, we do know the size of this rocket. The rocket is 11.6 meters tall, which is about let me take a look real quick, which is about 38 feet high, and it has a diameter of 1.32 meters or 4.3 feet. And if you are wondering, it has a payload capacity of about 25 kilograms to a 500 kilometers sun-synchronous orbit. Yeah, it's not that big. Not 30 meters, it's 38 feet, which is 11.6 meters, or around 11.6 meters. Well, if you just tuned in, Astra will try to launch its Rocket 3.0 today. They have a 3-hour launch window that started around 46 minutes ago. And unfortunately, Astra doesn't provide any live streams yet, but they will start live tweeting or tweeting live updates at T-minus 15 minutes when they enter their final when they're entering terminal count. Yes, only 25 kilograms. So Rocket 3.2 is a small sat launch vehicle. And is
To answer,
only... Yeah, go ahead.
To answer a question I was asked earlier, the second stage is about, the way I made it, is about 1.8 meters tall, which is a little over
Around
6 feet.
6 feet.
Yeah.
I think 1.62 meters is 6 feet, actually. So
yeah, it's
that's
6
exactly
feet.
how tall I am. So yeah.
I think it's
no
6
video.
feet 10 or something.
Yeah. Who's Astra? Well, that's a fairly good question, because Astra is a really, really new player, kind of. They are a pretty secretive company when it comes to their rockets and what they are doing. Because they only started their Twitter account earlier this year, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they started the Twitter account in February of 2020. Andy, watch out with the Wikipedia link. It might be the wrong one that leads to Astrospace, to the satellite company.
That's exactly what it did.
Because there is also an Astrospace technology company, I think, that provides satellite components, if I remember correctly. How much did they pay for the rocket? Well, actually, it's... Yeah, there you go. That's the pre-launch preview. How much did they pay for the rocket? Well, Astra didn't really pay Astra to launch this rocket, because it's Astra's rocket. So remember, this rocket is a test launch, or this launch day is their test launch. It's their second test launch this year. The first test launch this year of Rocket 3.1 was in September, and which failed during flight in the early stages of the first stage burn. It drifted off due to an error in the guidance system. It drifted off course, so that the ground crew issued a flight termination system, activated the flight termination system. And so the rocket 3.1 coasted up to its apogee after engine cut off, and then fell back down to Earth and exploded. Astra's rocket 3.1 or rocket 3 series doesn't require a pyrotechnical flight termination system, so you won't see a big boom in midair unless it's due to aerodynamic forces. But since it is such a small vehicle, it's safe to just let it fall back down to Earth and clean anything up that's left or that would be contaminated, because this rocket is propelled by RP1 and liquid oxygen. So the liquid oxygen is not really a problem, but any RP1 residues will have to be cleaned up. So yeah, and since the guidance system was only a software update, they are today back at the launch pad only, what is it, September, October, November, only 3 months after the first orbital launch attempt. And for rocket 3.1, their goal was to achieve a full duration first stage burn, so up until main engine cutoff and stage separation, which they didn't quite achieve, but they gathered a lot of data, a lot of good data from the, I think it was about 25 seconds of first stage burn. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. And it's an American company. Yes, it's a California company. It's they are based in California. Sponsored by the US Army, don't worry. Well, yes and no. But they also won a contract with NASA. So that's a big win and a big achievement for them as well. They will fly some NASA payloads. I mean, what did they pay to develop the rocket? Actually, that's not known to us. That's kind of a company secret. Does the first stage land, or is it old-fashioned? Well, it's kind of old-fashioned. Well, yes, it will not land in one piece. I mean, it will maybe crash in one piece, but it will just fall down and crash into the Pacific Ocean. It's not a reusable rocket, but what Astra is doing is taking proven concepts of rockets and trying to bring down the costs through mass producing and just simplifying everything that's where it's possible to simplify anything. For example, the tanks and the bodies made out of aluminium. It's pretty small and standard. The engines are quite simple, and they just try to do everything as cheap as possible. Use cheap materials, not over-engineering stuff, as they would say. And also what their concept is of launching their rockets. The rocket is small enough that it fits into a standard shipping container. So their idea of this rocket is to just ship it in a shipping container to the launch sites, or to the place they want to launch it from, or the customers want the rocket to launch from, set it up, and simply launch it. And everything within a few days or a week. For example, as of right now, Rocket 3.1 only took 6 people, and it only took 6 people 6 days to set up the rocket with the launch mount, set everything up, and then launch it, which is unheard of right now on the market. So yeah, it only takes 6 people 6 days to set up this rocket, go through pre-launch operations, and pretty much then launch it. How big is it? Yeah, 11.6 meters or 38 feet. Starship is 15 meters. Yeah, that, and don't forget, Starship is only the second stage of the Starship launch system, or SLS as we nickname it, kind of.
The perfect name.
Yeah, and as you can see on your screen right now, on the left, you see the teeny tiny Rocket 3.2 and a Falcon 9 Block 5 on the right, which is 70 meters tall. Yeah, and there you can see a model of Starship.
An outdated model, but it's 50 meters tall.
Yeah, it's 50 meters tall. So I guess they're also on the ITAR. Yes, they are on the ITAR, and that's why we, for example, don't have access to the internal webcast. But yeah, that's not really a problem. Casper, maybe you wanna compare it to smaller rockets?
Something that actually makes sense.
Yeah, and yeah, so as you can see right now, Astra's Rocket 3.2 is about the size of one landing leg of a Falcon 9. Yeah, exactly. It's as big as a landing leg on a Falcon 9, about as big. How is the size compared to Falcon 1? That's a good question, Casper. Can you pull up a Falcon 1? There it is. So it's a bit smaller. It's about, do you know the diameter of a Falcon 1, actually?
Looks actually about the same.
So also about 1.3 meters,
yeah,
1.2?
Sounds about right. I'm looking it up.
It's 59 meters shorter than Falcon 9.
1.7, actually.
1.7 meters? Falcon 1, okay. So yeah, Falcon 1 is a bit wider, like 48 centimeters wider, and quite a bit bigger. So yeah. Rocket 3.2 is about the height of Falcon 1's first stage. And also, if I remember correctly, Falcon 1 was supposed to put up to, was it 400 kilograms into orbit? Do you know? Do you remember?
It demonstrated 180, but it actually was about 600 that I think.
Was it more? Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, 600 makes sense because Firefly's Alpha, I think, will put up to 1 ton into orbit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So 670 to low Earth orbit and 450 to
sun-synchronous
orbit for Falcon 1, to clarify.
Falcon 1, yeah. How do you do this? Can we also do this? How do you do this? Can we also do this? Well, actually, you can if you follow Casper Stanley on Patreon. And if you are a patron of his $5 tier, you will get access to his Rocket Explorer program, experience, educational tool, whatever you want to call it. You can, there you go. Casper just posted his link in the chat. There is everything you need to know about Casper and his Rocket Explorer.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm just checking Astra's Twitter right now, and it seems like they haven't tweeted yet.
They are silent.
So we are 1 hour into the launch window, and there are still 2 more hours left, which is not a big concern right now because they only start fueling up the rocket at T-minus 45 minutes. So even if they start in, let's say, an hour, they still have enough time to fuel up the rocket. I'm more as a carrot of Chinese hacking than okay. When will it launch? What is the T-minus? Well, as I just said, it's a 3-hour launch window that started about an hour ago. So they have still 2 more hours remaining in the launch window. And you can also see that in the pinned message. I'm sorry, I don't have any overlays right now because, well, this is only my 3rd stream. And I'm already at over 300 people watching. Guys, you're crazy. And I appreciate every chat and every one of you watching right now. You almost got 300 GG. Well, yeah, thanks. It is still a rocket. You can assume it to be at least in the 10 millions of dollars. Well, actually, no. What is it that Rocket Lab currently takes for a rocket launch? Was it 5 million?
I think so, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think Rocket Lab's dedicated launches are about 5 million USD, if I remember correctly. And Rocket Lab's plan is to be even cheaper than Rocket Lab, which doesn't really say anything because it depends on how much you pay per kilogram of payload. But also Astra's goal is to be the FedEx of space. So they want to be the fastest launch provider when it comes to, for example, you want to launch your, let's say, your 20 kilogram little satellite to a low Earth orbit, and you need it in orbit in about a month, for example. Astra wants to be the launch provider for you then. Their rocket simply fits into a standard shipping container. A Rocket Lab 5.7 million per launch. Thanks, Philip. It fits into a standard shipping container. And so their idea is of just shipping the rockets to the launch sites and just put it up vertical and launch it as soon as they can. As of right now, Rocket 3.1, which was the first orbital launch attempt earlier this year in September, only took 6 people, 6 days to set up and launch. So yeah,
that is so crazy. It's still crazy to me.
That's crazy when you think about it. It only took them 6 days. 6 people, 6 days, which is
that is
nothing.
Unheard of in this industry. Like that is so crazy.
Yeah, lol, you're welcome. Blah blah blah. It's perfect for playing Cyberpunk and listening your voices. Thank you.
Hey.
I'm kind of jealous of you. Like, I would love to play Cyberpunk, but currently I don't have a graphics card, so no Cyberpunk for me. Because I've fried my.
It doesn't look like you need a graphics card. Have you seen the?
Yeah, sure. I'm using this YouTube account now for space stuff. Oh, that's nice. So you have a dedicated space stuff YouTube account. That's cool. Is this missile rocket smaller or bigger than the Japanese tiny rocket? I don't know what rocket you're referring to, but this is an orbital rocket with a height of 11.6 meters. No, let's compare it to Ariane 5 or 6, not to Vega. We didn't compare it to any of these. See the size of the payload, just perfect for... nope. They are not launching those. Compare it to Starship. Well, do you really want to compare it to Starship? It's 11.6 meters tall.
This, by the way, the H2A. That's the only Japanese rocket I had. That person mentioned.
Yeah, and that's pretty big, right? So also about 60 meters, 50, 60.
Yeah,
compares Astra rocket with new Shepard. That we could do.
Ooh, that I can do.
That's a good idea. Momo was a Japanese small rocket. Yeah, but Momo is also only a suborbital rocket. Do you happen to have a list of launch vehicles, startups on the website by any chance? So yeah, the website you were talking about right now is probably Everyday Astronaut. And no, we don't have a list of upcoming startups and upcoming launch vehicles. But we are planning on launching, and that's the first time I'm saying it publicly. We are planning. Well, Andy, could you maybe post the link to everydayastronaut.com in the chat? That would be great. If you're still here, or any other mod. So yeah, we're currently working on a new website, on like a relaunch of everydayastronaut.com that looks way better, is way better organized, and will provide more content for you guys. And I think we will be ready to launch the new website in this year. So by the end of 2020, we will be launching the new website, or the relaunch of the website. And then in the upcoming months, we might have a list of new launch providers and their upcoming rockets, or the newcomers, kind of. Casper, can you again compare it to New Shepard, so we can talk about New Shepard and Rocket 3.2 when they're side by side, and only those two rockets if possible, not Starship.
Everything. What? We always want Starship.
Okay, thank you. By the way, there's an episode of Scott Manley about the rocket. Have a wonderful and successful time streaming. I'm returning for the launch. Well, thanks for tuning in. And yes, Scott Manley did a video, a really interesting one, about Astra, when there was still a very secretive company. I mean, there still are a very secretive company, but they started to publish a bit more than they used to. Let's say this. Yeah, when you look at your screen, you can now see Blue Origin's new Shepard, right? Yeah, and it's New Shepard.
Yeah.
And Astra's Rocket 3.2 to the right. As you might know, New Shepard only has one stage and the capsule attached to it, and it's a suborbital rocket. So, and it's also only equipped with one engine that burns hydrogen and oxygen. So when it starts up, it's pretty much going to until it pretty much runs out of fuel, and it has only enough fuel to come back down and safely land on the landing pad. And when it hits, before it hits apogee, New Shepard that is, the crew capsule will decouple from the first stage and will separately coast up to apogee. And it's during that time that the passengers inside the capsule can get out of their seats and experience those, microgravity, or 0G for a short period of time. And yes, it's the real Casper. Whereas Rocket 3.2, Astra's Rocket 3.2, is an orbital launch vehicle. So it has a first stage and a second stage. So its goal is to put something into orbit, not just going straight up and put something into space, which comes back down again, but actually put it into orbit so it can stay in orbit for a limited amount of time. Sorry, I had to drink something real quick. My voice is starting to crack a bit, to get a bit rusty. What's this app? Well, that's okay. Casper, you posted your link already. The program is called Rocket Explorer, and it's Casper's educational experience tool where you can compare and experience different rockets. I'm the stream guy. Yeah. Well, thanks. Maybe we should head over to Astra's Twitter real quick and check if they have tweeted something. I hope. Maybe we're lucky. but it seems like nope, they still haven't updated anything yet. So we are still looking at least T-minus 15 minutes. So again, if you just tuned in, or if you didn't hear it earlier, Astra is planning to launch their Rocket 3.2 in their 3-hour launch window, which started 1 hour and 10 minutes ago. So they still have 1 hour and 50 minutes left in the window, which is not a problem since they start fueling up the rocket at T-minus 45 minutes. 45? 54? 45, yeah, 45 minutes. At T-minus 45 minutes. So they have plenty of time left to fuel it up and launch it. Yeah. What else? Does it use 3D printed components? Actually, we don't know. The only similarity that is known to, for example, Rocket Lab, is that the first stage engines are electric pump fed engines. But other than that, there is not that much information known about the rocket because they're pretty secretive company. And by the way, Austin, you're now a moderator too, so feel free to moderate. Every person in the space community is a real chat. Well, if they like to be called a chat, then of course. If not, then just no. New Glenn is bigger than Starship. Well, New Glenn will be bigger than Starship, but not bigger than Starship as a whole when you look at Starship as the launch system. When you look at Starship, the second stage, then yeah, it's bigger. Even Falcon 9 is bigger than Starship then. Falcon 9's first stage is as big as Starship itself. All right. Do you guys have any questions about Astra, about Rocket 3.2, about the launch today, about the company's history maybe, or any question pretty much? Is this a real life launch? Well, yes it is, but Astra as it is calm down, Alex. Astra is a real company and they launch a real rocket, but since they are a really small company, they have decided to not live stream their launch attempt, but to update us via Twitter. Their Twitter. They are focusing on achieving orbit and getting used to launching rockets and stuff. But they will in the future look into streaming their launch attempts.
The thing is that there are very few people, like 6 people or something, right? So I can understand that they don't have a whole streaming team, which is something that something that we've learned today is pretty difficult.
we can think, or we can say that there are probably only a handful of people at the launch site right now. Because last time, when they launched Rocket 3.1, there were only 6 people, and it took them 6 days to set up Rocket 3.1 and also launch it. SpaceX has spoiled us with live streams. Oh yes, they did. And also Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is also up there spoiling us with live streams. This is a real live launch, but we have no proper live footage, basically filmed Casper going over what we know about it, plus updates from them. Exactly, Copper. What's your opinion or prediction that will this be another bomb or an orbital rocket? Well, when you compare it to Rocket 3.1, which was their first launch attempt this year in September, they had a beautiful liftoff. Everything worked as planned and as intended, but their guidance system, their guidance system pretty much failed, which caused the rocket to drift off course and the ground crews then decided to terminate the flight. When you compare it to different rockets, for example, their flight termination systems are most of the times pyrotechnical. So they will blow up the rockets in mid-flight, and the idea of that is that if the whole rocket would come down, it would cause more damage than just a ton of little pieces would cause. But in this case, rocket 3.2 or rocket 3 is so small that they can just cut off the engines and let it fall down back to Earth. And then just clean everything up that's left behind after it hit the ground. So yeah, rocket 3.1's flight was terminated at, I think, about 25 seconds into flight. They didn't achieve their main goal of a full first stage burn, full duration burn. But my stream, okay, I think it's stabilizing again. So yeah, but it was only a software issue, and that's why they're already back on the pad. Casper, can you hear me?
I swear to God, it's every time I move the rocket.
No, you didn't move it. And you moved it earlier, and it was okay. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah. Refresh. Oops, I can't spell.
I think we're back. I can hear you fine now.
Refresh if necessary. Yeah. So I don't know. I think they have fixed. The guidance system problem, which was only a software problem. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here today at the launch pad. Only 3 months after the failure. So yeah, the second stage burn is pretty new to them still. So I would guess they will. Yeah, I'm back. I would guess that they will achieve a full duration burn of the first stage. They will achieve main engine cutoff. They will achieve second stage separation, like separation of the second stage. And I think they will be able to ignite the second stage, but my guess would be that they won't achieve orbit this time. But probably with the third flight. And also, the idea of Astra is to achieve orbit by the third flight. So this one is the second. So by their terms and by their goals, they want to achieve orbit by the third flight. I saw, yeah, why it's called 3.0. Why is it called 3.0? Well, it's the third version of their rocket. They had rocket 1 and rocket 2, which were both pretty much just first stages with attached second stage dummies. And they only did suborbital test flights. And rocket 3 is the third main iteration, like the third rocket. And rocket 3.0 was the first iteration of it, rocket 3.1 the second iteration, and rocket 3.2 is their... Well, yeah, no, rocket 3.0 was their first rocket. Rocket 3.1 was their first iteration of rocket 3, and rocket 3.2 is now the second iteration of the rocket 3. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you guys for doing the stream. Well, you're welcome. See, another way of thinking of a rocket is it is a bomb, but a very controlled and directed one, shoving a payload upwards towards space. Well, yeah, that's actually true. So a rocket is pretty much a bomb that propels something into space. A payload, a satellite, whatever. So yeah, it can be an Earth imaging satellite. It could be satellite as part of a constellation, such as Starlink, or whatever you want to put into space. I won't say prove me wrong, but it sure looks suspicious to me. I don't know what she is talking about.
They are referring to like launching it with a explosive payload. Let's say it like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. No. Don't.
Which
Oh,
it's
yeah. Compared with N1, Saturn V, and SLS law, no, I don't really see why we should do it. Those are just N1, Saturn V, and SLS is a huge difference to Rocket 3.2. DARPA funded, and well, we will see. No, it's not DARPA funded. DARPA supported them as part of the launch challenge. The DARPA started the launch challenge, and there were 3 different rocket companies, where only Astra was left in the competition. And while they didn't succeed at the end, they had to scrub their last launch attempt, the last possible launch attempt at T minus 53 seconds because a sensor showed out of family values. Okay. Nicolas, I don't understand French. But if that's it's the question, if there's anyone speaking French in the chat, I would say Juan can.
I think that
looks like that.
Yeah, it was the question earlier than the whole conversation in French started.
If they get second SEP, that would be a success. Yes, that would be everything after a full duration burn of the first stage would be considered a success for Astra. Are there Angara and Yenisei rockets? Russian project for now, or PSLV? Oh, you're referring to Casper in Rocket Explorer. Yeah. It could be GNOME. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should check Twitter again. It's like 10 minutes since we last checked. And drum roll, please. Nope. Still no updates from Astra, unfortunately. It's an iteration on Soyuz 5. No. Never mind. Work in progress. Oh, you're talking about the Russian rocket. Okay.
Yeah.
Would make more sense to compare Rocket 3.1 to the Electron. Yeah, we have compared it to Electron earlier already. But yeah, if you guys want, we could take a look at the pre-launch preview again and go through the information we know about the rocket, if you want, to just see how it compares to other rockets and well, what their goal for today is. So there is a pretty... You think?
I'm just saying it would be a good idea.
Oh, yeah. So this rocket is called Rocket 3.2. Pretty easy and good to understand name, in my opinion. And the launch provider is Astra. As I have said earlier, they have a launch window that started 1 hour and 23 minutes ago at 19 UTC or at 11 Pacific time. And it will close at 22 UTC or 1400 Pacific time. The mission name of this rocket is just simply put Orbital Launch Attempt 2, because it simply is their second orbital launch attempt. The launch provider, as well as the customer, is Astra. It's just a test launch of their orbital-class rocket. The rocket is called Rocket 3.2, which is the second iteration of Astra's Rocket 3 series. The launch location is Launchpad 3B at Pacific Spaceport Complex in Kodiak, Alaska. The payload mass, actually on this test flight there is no payload mass. The only thing that's in addition to the second stage that will get put into orbit are just additional instrumentation for data gathering and for on-orbit information. But yeah, as of right now, or as of Rocket 3.1, it was capable to put up to 25 kilograms into orbit, which is about 55 pounds. But now it could be even more already. Their goal is to have a way higher payload mass capability. Where are the satellites going? Well, it's only the second stage and some additional instrumentation, but they will put it into a 300 kilometer low Earth orbit at an inclination of 98.1 degrees, so it's slightly retrograde instead of prograde. So it's slightly going against the rotation of the Earth. Will they be attempting to recover the first stage? No, this is not a capability of Astra, and Astra is currently not planning on developing a reusable rocket. Will they be attempting to recover the fairings? Oh wait, I jumped one question. Where will the first stage land? Well, the first stage will simply crash into the Pacific Ocean. And will they be attempting to recover the fairings? No, this is also not a capability of Astra. Are these fairings new? Well, yes, they are. And how is the weather looking? Well, we don't actually know what Astra's weather criteria for launch is, but we know that the weather in Kodiak didn't look too good all week, and it currently doesn't look that good either. Ground wind levels are pretty calm, but and the temperature is also not an issue, but there's a thick cloud layer as of earlier in the window. This will be Astra's first launch of Rocket 3.2 and its second test launch this year. And as I've said earlier, unfortunately Astra won't have a live webcast for this launch, but they will post live updates on their Twitter. And they will start tweeting about the launch at T minus 15 minutes, which is when they enter terminal count. So yeah, if you want to find out more about the mission, or about, for example, I think we can go over the mission timeline real quick, but if you want to know more about the rocket, how tall it is, how wide it is, how much thrust the engines produce at sea level or in a vacuum, what the differences are between the different rocket iterations, how they lost Rocket 3.1, Rocket 3.0, or if you want to know more about Astra as a company, you can go to everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch previews and look at the pre-launch preview that, in this case, I put together. So yeah, I'm gonna drink something real quick, and then I will go over the mission timeline with you guys. If you have any questions, just put them into the chat, and then we will try to answer every question if possible.
Hell yeah.
So, do we know any more about the Delphin engines on the first stage? The things we know about the Delphin engine on the first stage is that they are powered by RP1 and LOX, so liquid oxygen, and that the Delphins are electric pump-fed engines. So, just as Rocket Lab's Electron. And they produce about 145 kilonewtons or 32,500 pounds of force at liftoff and sea level. And the second stage is powered by a single pressure-fed ether engine that will produce 3.1 kilonewtons or about 700 pounds of force. in a vacuum. Polar orbit. Looks like cylinder with tanks with rocket fuel, and it have detacher at top, nothing more. Well, it's yeah, pretty much a cylinder with tanks inside, made out of aluminium. And yeah, it's a pretty simple rocket, and that's the philosophy, that's the idea of Astra, to make the rocket as simple and as cheap as possible. The weather is not too good in Kodiak, Alaska right now. Yep, unfortunately. The weather really doesn't like Astra right now. Oh, rain should clear in 30 minutes, hopefully. So it's raining right now. I mean, that's unfortunate, and also like sounds about right, since we've heard that there is a thick layer of clouds. 70 miles per hour from northwest. Okay. Okay, well, let's go over the mission timeline. And so just so you know, the mission timeline is as official as it gets. I've put together a pre-launch mission timeline from tweets they have previously published when they tried to launch Rocket 3.1 earlier this year. So at T-1 hour and 15 minutes, they start the final pre-launch procedures, followed by propellant load. Well, the beginning of propellant load at T-45 minutes. And they are done loading propellants at T-20 minutes. At T-15 minutes is when they start tweeting live updates about the launch, which is also when they are entering terminal count. At T-+0 seconds, they have ignition, and 3 seconds after ignition, they will have liftoff. Which is similar to Rocket Lab's Electron. Electron also sits for about 3 minutes at the pad before liftoff. At T+5 seconds, the roll program is initiated, and at T+25 seconds, the vehicle clears the range. At T+38 seconds, it starts its gravity turn, so for 38 seconds, it pretty much just goes straight up. At T+57 seconds, it hits maximum aerodynamic pressure, or simply put, max Q. That's the time in flight where the vehicle experiences maximum aerodynamic pressure. After that point, the rocket will get faster, but the atmosphere will get thinner and thinner, so the loads on the rocket decrease again. At T+2 minutes and 3 seconds, they begin to throttle down the engines in preparation of main engine cutoff, which follows at T+2 minutes and 22 seconds. At T+2 minutes and 25 seconds, they have fairing separation. And oh, there is a bit of an mistake here. So stage separation says T+2 minutes and 22 seconds, which is not correct. I think it's T+2 minutes and 31 seconds. And it seems like the article, the pre-launch preview, didn't update last time I updated it. Well, at T+2 minutes and 33 seconds, the second stage engine will ignite, and it will burn for around 6 minutes. And at T+8 minutes and 32 seconds, second engine will cut off, or SECO. And at T+8 minutes and 35 seconds, we will have a payload deployment signal. As there is no actual payload on this rocket, they will only simulate payload deployment by sending a signal. So yeah. Well, let's head over to Astra's Twitter real quick and refresh it. Maybe they have an update for us, and hopefully it's a good sign. Nope, still no update, unfortunately.
Gail Oliver just posted in chat that space launch now shows 4 p.m. EST, so that is in 30 minutes from now. So I don't know. That's close to the end of the window, right?
That's close to the expected end of rain. Yeah, it's a big problem for rockets. You gotta launch them in unpopulated places. Unfortunately, they're generally unpopulated for a reason. And that reason is often weather. That could be true. I mean, you also want to launch a rocket as close to the equator as possible. Just to get the maximum velocity out of the rotation of the Earth. But for polar orbits or near polar orbits, it's actually not that. Well, you can also launch from different launch sites, such as in Alaska, for example. Why did Astra build its launch complex in Alaska? Well, Astra didn't build the launch complex. Astra is only shipping the rocket and the launch stand over there and the ground service equipment, but the launch complex was already there. It's mainly used for suborbital rockets and sounding rockets for research purposes. And Astra will be the first orbital-class rocket to take off from Kodiak in Alaska. Space launch now shows 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Okay, yeah, that's easy to get range clearance, good access to polar orbits. Yeah, exactly. Same reason SpaceX picked the tiny island of Omelek. It's been updating in 30 minutes increments since 2 p.m. Oh yeah, 30-minute updates are pretty reasonable, I guess. Just Google the size. Japan's Momo, 32 feet tall, 1.6 feet diameter. Astra, 3.2, 38 feet tall, 4.3 feet diameter. So it's a bit bigger. Yeah, and also Momo was only a suborbital rocket. Whereas Rocket 3.2 is an orbital class rocket. What are you using for the rocket comparison? Well, that's actually, maybe we should head over. There you can see a good shot of Rocket 3.2 next to a human. Well, that's Casper's.
The hangar.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Well, that's Casper's Rocket Explorer. So, Casper, if you wanna post your link again in the chat.
I just did.
You just did?
I think so.
No, you didn't.
Oh yes, definitely.
So yeah, Casper is currently developing a program that's called Rocket Explorer that lets you kind of experience a rocket in 3D. It's only also designed for VR headsets, for virtual reality. Yeah, and you can click on the link that Casper will hopefully provide any second in the chat. And also look up Casper Stanley on Patreon. You can get access to Casper's Rocket Explorer with the $5 Patreon tier. Yeah, and it's also soonish available on Steam as well.
Yes. Soon. And TM.
Trademark. When it's done. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool program to compare rockets to each other, to see the different sizes, to see the layout of the rockets, if they're a two-stage rocket, if they have side boosters, and all that kind of stuff. And you can also launch rockets. There is a recreation of SpaceX launch pad 39A. B? Damn it, I forgot.
A.
Yeah, 39A. In Kennedy Space Center in Florida. So yeah, and you can also roam free, take pretty pictures of the rocket from all different angles, and also experience the launch with pretty cool sounds. All right. Well, let's answer your questions if there are any. What has happened so far? I just got here. Well, if you, Caleb, if you want to know more about today's mission, there you can see it fly off. If you want to know more about today's mission, head over to everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch previews and click on Astra Rocket 3.2, or scroll down on the front page until you see Rocket 3.2 pre-launch preview. There you can find everything you need to know about today's mission. So far, we're still waiting for one update from Astra. They have said, or they have previously stated, that they will start the live updates on Twitter at T-15 minutes. That's also when they enter terminal count. Is there 6 people in the hangar? Struggle to launch it otherwise. When is the launch? I just explained that. All right. What is that program? I also explained that. Yeah, Casper, do you want to post your link?
I can post it again. I'm basically spamming at this point.
I didn't see it.
I'll just post it again.
You did? Are you connected to the stream? Because I don't. Did the last message oh yeah, now there is the link. Well, yeah, now you see the link in the chat to rocketexplorer.space, which is the website from Casper.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, they will start posting live updates at T-15 minutes on Twitter, which is good. A good point to refresh. Oh, 10 seconds ago, Astra has tweeted, "We've entered terminal count, yes. T-15 minutes." So yes. Guys, now it starts. They have entered terminal count. We're at T-15 minutes. I'm gonna comment that, saying, "Send it. Can't wait for it to fly." So, all right. That's it. 15 minutes until liftoff.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully, Andy, I think you're a bit behind. I just did. There's about a 20-second delay between my stream and what is actually happening. What market is Astra attempting to serve? So Astra is attempting to serve small sat launchers and CubeSat launchers. So at the moment, they are capable of about 25 kilograms into a 500 kilometer sun-synchronous orbit. But their goal is to achieve way more payload capacity into low Earth orbit and also sun-synchronous orbits, as they can currently only launch into polar orbits and sun-synchronous orbits from Kodiak in Alaska. So yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, we're at T-15 minutes. Go ahead and ask me anything you want to know. They enter terminal count. Yep, they did. With T-15 minutes. Oh yeah, and they're also attempting to serve everyone who is who requires rapid launch into orbit. So their idea is, since their rocket is so small, it's small enough to fit into a standard shipping container. So they can pretty much ship the rocket anywhere they want, and it only takes a handful of people to set up the rocket. And as of Rocket 3.1, which launched earlier this year in September, It only took 6 people 6 days to set up the rocket and launch it, which is pretty impressive. Will any live footage be available? Unfortunately not. Currently, since this is only a test launch for the rocket, they don't plan on live streaming anything. They are live tweeting about their launch attempt. And they want to focus on launching rockets first and achieving orbit and getting more used to launching rockets before they think about potential webcast or like live coverage such as Rocket Lab or ULA or SpaceX. Yeah. And they're a pretty small company too, so there are not that many people at Astra. So it would be hard for them to set up a live stream right now. They have an internal webcast, but that's just internal for everyone at Astra, so they can monitor the launch and yeah, pretty much experience it. Yep, we're at about T-minus 12 minutes-ish. What is the Twitter page name? Well, the Twitter page name is just Astra. Twitter at Astra. And they also have an Instagram, Astrospace. We're at about T-minus 11 minutes. And I think they will tweet at about T-minus 10 minutes again, maybe. And thanks for posting the link, Caspar.
Yeah, I got you. I'm your little live moderator.
Which is pretty helpful, not gonna lie.
I can imagine. I beat Andy.
We're at about T-minus 10 minutes. And as you can see on the screen right now, Astra only joined Twitter in February 2020, which is also when they first started to pretty much publish any information about them. Why are we watching this if they aren't going to stream the launch? I'm out of here. Well, you're free to go. I don't care, pretty much. I'm still here providing information about the rocket, providing information about Astra, being excited with you, hoping that they will achieve orbit, and answering any questions that come up. Are there any Chinese startups quietly doing something similar? Well, I'm not the best when it comes to Chinese rockets and Chinese launch providers, but I think there is a Chinese launch provider, pretty new one, that wants to develop a reusable rocket, or at least a reusable first stage. And also Long March 8, I think. Is it Long March 8 or 11? I think it's Long March 8. That will maybe launch in a couple of days or early next year. That will also feature a reusable first stage. Yeah, and it's about the size of a Falcon 9, probably a bit smaller. We're at T-minus 8 minutes, or about 8 minutes. Let's see. My pleasure. When they achieve orbit and enter the market, will you be able to buy a rocket from them and launch from wherever you are? Do they send needed hardware, GC? Well, yes, they will ship everything down there. If the launch site is actually suitable. I don't know what criteria those launch sites must provide, but that's pretty much their idea, to launch to ship their rocket and the ground service equipment and their staff yeah, do they provide also a ground service crew. They will ship it anywhere and we'll launch from there. That was a great response. You got an extra sub. Thank you very much. I subscribed to you, bro. Keep up doing live streaming for every launch all around the earth. Thumbs up, bro. Thanks. I'm planning on, well, I am part of Everyday Astronaut. And since Tim is currently busy with SN8 things and Starship and Boca Chica, I thought, why not cover, since many of us Discord people were missing the live streams of rocket launches. So I just thought, why not try and live stream the different launches until Tim is back streaming. Or for example, today's Rocket Lab launch was in the middle of the night for US people. And it was at 11:09 for me. So I just thought, why not stream it and watch it together with other people. So, any chance of live footage? Unfortunately not. Astra will not live stream their launch attempt. They're just focusing on launching the rockets. All right. What is the minimum launch configuration in terms of number of constrainers and support vehicles? That's a good question, and I will note that one. Next time I have the opportunity to ask them, I will make sure to ask them what the minimum configuration for launches. I mean, I know that last time for Rocket 3.1, it only took them 6 people, and those 6 people, it took those 6 people 6 days of setting up Rocket 3.1 and actually launching it. Are there people around the launch site filming? Well, John Kraus is I wanted to say down there, but it's kind of up there in Alaska. He set up a couple of cameras at the pad and around the pad. By actual people at the pad, no. There is no way that people are at the pad. Yeah, we are at T-minus, we're go for launch at T-minus 5 minutes. That's an awesome call out.
But still no
updates
from Astra, are there?
No, they just tweeted, we'll go for launch T-minus 5 minutes.
Oh. Well, my bad.
60 seconds ago. So they're T-minus 4 minutes now, which is
also my bad.
Amazing. Even getting information is quite great because Astra is new. It's acceptable that they don't want to share everything. Yeah, they are very, very secretive, and they didn't even reply to my emails earlier, like a couple of days and weeks ago. There might be post-launch footage from local afterwards. Yeah, and they will publish pictures and video of the launch after the launch. So just check their Twitter after the launch to see if they post anything about the launch. I do, but I have to keep an eye on Twitter for that. Okay. Yeah, that's really a new concept. Can't wait to see the beautiful photos John will take. Yeah. If Tim isn't busy anymore, are you going to continue streaming launches Tim doesn't stream? Yes, I think so. I mean, that also depends on my availability, but sure, I think I will try to cover some launches if Tim is not streaming them. Yeah. Oh, here in Italy. Where are you from? I'm from Austria. I'm currently living near Vienna, and I've been to Italy couple of times. I mean, I'm 23 in 8 days. I'm turning 23 in 8 days. And I've been to Italy, I think 12 times. So more than half, like more than every second year I've been to Italy. And to different parts of Italy as well. T-minus 5 minutes. Well, actually we are now at T-minus 2-ish minutes, I think.
Yeah, T-minus 2.
Let's update. Twitter. Come on, Twitter. Yeah, T-minus 2 minutes. Nothing yet. About monopropellant upper stage. No, it's a biprop upper stage. It's also fueled by RP1 and liquid oxygen. 10 a.m. for you. So that means you are from Portugal or from the UK. EDA website crew streams should become a thing. I think so. I would like that. The only reason I'm watching this is because Everyday Astronaut is in the title. Well, I'm
Astra,
part of Everyday.
3 seconds ago. Rocket is on internal control, T-minus 60 seconds.
Oh, nice. We're at T-minus 1 minute, guys. T-minus 60 seconds. Yeah, rocket is on internal control.
I'm gonna set a timer.
Send it. Let's light this candle. Oops. Wait. So we are T-minus 22 seconds. T-minus 18. Come on, update again. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll probably have ignition right now. And liftoff.
Maybe.
Did they tweet? Did they tweet? Did they tweet?
Yeah, T-minus 0 liftoff. Yes.
Liftoff, yes. We have liftoff, guys. T-minus 0. Liftoff.
Should we show it lifting off in Rocket Explorer?
I mean yeah,
that's
go
the best we
ahead.
can do.
Go ahead. You're on. Show them how it lifts off the pad.
Probably
There
too
we
fast,
go.
but hey.
A little too fast, yeah, probably. You have this awesome camera down the body of the rocket. Oh, T+1 minute max Q. Is it already? Oh my god, it's wow. They're doing it. That's more than last time. Come on, Twitter, reload. Reload Twitter. T+1 minutes max Q. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm a bit excited. They're already 2 minutes into flight. So that means that they will come up to main engine cutoff, which happens at T+2 minutes and 22 seconds, or around T+2 minutes and 22 seconds. Let's hit F5 again. Europe gang, hello. Miko, main engine cut. Yes, Miko, main engine cutoff. Caspar, cut the engines. Miko, and look at all those exclamation marks. I think they're at least as excited as we are. Miko, what's Miko? Main engine cutoff. Miko stands for main engine cutoff. That means that the engines on the first stage
Stage separation confirmed.
Sorry
for interrupting. Yeah.
I'm reloading the website. Twitter.
10 exclamation marks.
Stage sep confirmed. Yes. And all caps. Yes. They're doing it, guys. They're doing it.
This is so cool. How many people launched this?
316, 318 people.
Okay.
So cool. Stage sep confirmed. 324. Come on. I wanna hear second stage engine ignition. SES1. Stage sep. Still only stage sep. 56 seconds ago. Yeah, we want ignition of the second stage. Come on. I mean, stage sep is already awesome. That's more
It's
than enough.
already like way longer than last time.
Yeah. Expect a Scott Manley video soon. Yeah, probably. No. Why is someone saying F?
Probably because we haven't seen second
Yeah.
stage, but
I mean, it
they
could
could be
also
excited
mean that
to
they're
tweet.
just too excited and too excited to tweet about it. But it's already been a minute. Nearly 2 minutes. Oh no, did it fail? I hope not. I hope not. I hope the second stage ignited. But since they didn't tweet anything yet. Yeah, please don't say F. Andy, Austin, any mod that's here right now, if you want, you can go ahead and remind people to not spam F. 2 minutes ago. That's not a good sign. Come on.
Is this where we put in the obligatory space is hard?
Yeah,
I mean, not
guys,
yet.
don't forget, space is hard. Second stage ignition, not yet. We haven't heard anything yet. I'm constantly refreshing their Twitter page. As you can see. GG.
I'm also just...
What's the app where you were flying rockets? It's called 3 minutes ago already. Rocket Explorer, and it's educational experience tool where you can experience rockets yourself, called Rocket Explorer, from Casper Stanley, who is here in the call with me. Common line passed. So they have second stage ignition. They just passed the common line. They have entered space. But that could also only be first stage and second stage coasting up.
I mean, then they wouldn't be writing that.
No, I mean, they could.
That would be kind of misleading.
No.
I
mean, yes, but also no. Common line passed. That means they have reached space. They have reached an altitude of 100 kilometers.
Astra has reached space, everyone.
Yeah. Welcome to the club, Astra. You have now reached space. But you also have to go very, very fast sideways to stay up there. So please tell us, is the second stage ignited?
They had us fooled there for a minute.
You guys. Common line doesn't say anything. That could also just mean that their first stage and the second stage coasted up there. Because it probably would coast above the common line. So please tell us that the fairings have separated and the second engine has ignited. Even a second stage ignition would be a great achievement, even if they would not have fairing separation. Come on, guys. Tell us, did the second stage engine ignite?
I feel like if it was down to these two things, I think the more difficult one would be second stage ignition rather than the fairing separation.
Well, look, I mean, think about it. What changes with what is the difference between firing an engine at the ground and in space? Pretty much. I mean, obviously the pressure. The pressures
and obviously also you can make sure that the engine works. I mean, there's no real difference. Maybe the ignition method, I don't know if they...
Okay, James just said Eric Berger says it ignited. Well, we don't have any confirmation other than him. Astra didn't say anything. And I doubt that he has access to the internal webcast. Or he maybe... Wait, James, can you tell me, did he really say it ignited, or it looks like it ignited? Because common line passed could also only mean that the rocket coasted up there.
It could have been on a ballistic trajectory, just going up.
Yeah, just
reaching
after
apergy.
main engine cutoff, coasting up above the. It's on Twitter. Yeah,
I'll take a look at it.
they can test the engine in a vacuum chamber. You might have access. It ignited. All right, that's yeah. We are also press, but there might be a problem.
So Michael Baylor tweeted in response to the Astra tweet about Kammerline that they still have not set the words "stage to ignition," and then Eric Berger responded, "It ignited."
Well, that's a good.
Sounds like he knows that it actually did.
Sounds like he knows. Yeah, and we haven't heard anything about fairing separation. Well, John won't take any pictures from the rocket in space. I don't think
he's actually the payload.
Yeah, he's the payload. What? He's only 25 kilograms?
He lost some weight for this mission.
Either a fairing problem or second stage shutdown unplanned. Well, we don't know yet. Can't wait to see your photos, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we don't know anything yet. Other than it reached space.
Yeah, it reached space and it may have ignited. Maybe it ignited. I mean, we have a credible source for it. So I would just go with it ignited.
Yeah, I mean,
question mark, exclamation mark.
So they wrote state separation, command line passed. Feels like they are tweeting fewer tweets now, so they might just tweet the next time that it's in successful orbit or something like that.
Or yeah, second stage shutdown, followed by maybe a call out or a tweet about we are in orbit, but not the orbit we've aimed for, or we are not in orbit, or we are in a perfect orbit, which would be the best possible tweet. So they have tweeted 5 minutes ago that they have passed the command line. That means, and stage separation 9 minutes ago, or 6 minutes ago already, the command line. That means we are coming up on second engine cutoff, actually. That will be interesting. Yeah, we are definitely past second engine cutoff, actually.
Oh, okay.
But
they might just be checking.
No. Don't spam F. Unless you want to be blocked or timeouted. Not yet. Don't be the bad guys here right now. Just have a little faith in them. They have achieved more, way more. Not the Kraken, yeah. Please. They've achieved way more than last time, which is a huge success. Still no updates. Oh. I mean, if there were problems with fairing separation, I don't think that, I mean, they could probably achieve orbit, but not the orbit they would want to go for. They would not hit their 380 kilometers, 380 kilometer orbit. Seeker should have happened 4 minutes ago. Yeah. SSSS for success. How many seconds? With 3.1 3.1's flight terminated at about T plus 25 seconds. So yeah, that's way better than 3.1. Come on, Astra. Give us those.
So how did you know how long the second stage burn would be?
It was in the press kit. That's one of the few bits of information they have published.
Okay.
And they also only published the press kit 1 hour before the first launch window. So yeah, I'm hitting F5 again. Come on, Astra. Don't leave us hanging. Tell us. Even if they didn't achieve orbit, just tell us. We won't be mad or angry. We will still be happy, as this is a huge success for them. FOP respect. It's not allowed. It's just don't spam F. I wanna talk to people in chat. I wanna see what people are saying, and if everyone is just spamming F, you can't really talk to people in chat. Yeah, don't, and also, if possible, don't spam S. The way it is right now, it's okay, but don't overdo it. Spam questions and nice comments, please. Yeah, exactly, Casper.
Yeah.
Still no updates. Come on. Astra acting sus. Yeah, kind of. But don't vote them out yet. Not yet.
That's a good point. Don't vote them out yet.
This stream is just like reading manga instead of watching anime. It's actually equally exciting. Well, I like to hear that.
I mean, I can sit here and update Twitter, and you can show the second stage in Rocket Explorer, I guess. So
I mean, I can. That's okay.
What
no. Don't spam that, Ishan. Don't spell that. Spam that. Well, I mean, we all cheered when SN8 ended in a rut. Yes, we did. I sat here in front of my computer at about midnight, my time, and I just cried. What do you do on your channel? Well, I actually don't really do anything on my channel, except for these streams now. I'm part of Everyday Astronaut. I'm actually the manager of the website crew and the website. So I'm making sure the website is up to date and that we can provide you with pre-launch previews. Yeah. Did Astra say anything about the second stage? Maybe?
Not yet.
F5. It's loading. Nope, nothing yet. Yeah, it feels like something happened.
I'm updating every 2 seconds.
All right. I actually didn't know they were going for orbit. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. Yeah, they're not primarily going for orbit, but if they can, they will go for it. And as you see, they are going for it, or they did go for it. I'm not too familiar with Astra's tech. Give an overview of the rocket fuel and payload capacity, please. Yeah, we can do that too. So rocket 3.2 is 11.6 meters tall, or 38 feet. Philip, I'm not a girl. I'm a 22, nearly 23-year-old man. Anyways, rocket 3.2 is 11.6 meters tall, 1.32 meters wide, and is propelled by 5 Delphin electric pump-fed engines on the first stage. That are running on RP1, so rocket propellant 1, and liquid oxygen. And the second stage is propelled by 1 ether engine. There you can see it, which also runs on RP1 and liquid oxygen. Same friend, same. Yeah, I cried as well. The payload capacity for it right now is approximately 25 kilograms to a 500 kilometer sun-synchronous orbit. But Astra is aiming for higher payload capacities in the future, with future iterations and upgrades of their rockets. Can you please update the damage on SN9? Well, actually, I don't know that much about SN9. Nothing more than you guys do. So yeah, it's out of the highway and shows a bit of damage on the flaps. Good burn. Wait, good burn? What?
I'm not seeing that.
That's a small second stage. Yeah, it's Casper said, it's about 1.8 meters or 6 feet tall.
And that's my estimate.
Yeah. Prescott says 8 minutes 32 seconds for Seco. Yeah, that sounds about right. I've been updating the Astra Twitter page every 2 seconds and still nothing. Yeah, unfortunately, compared to the rocket. To what rocket? That's, oh yeah. Well, no, not really. Compared to the overall rocket, it's reasonable size. Thank you for all your work with Tim and the website. As space fans really appreciate you. You're welcome. And really, a lot of people are appreciating the website in the last few weeks and months. It's actually crazy when you think about it. Oh, amazing second stage. Well, that's what we think the second stage looks like. We haven't seen any detailed pictures of it. Only some pictures of it in the background, where it is in the background, and maybe unfinished. We don't really know. So that's just an estimate of what it could look like. Wow, amazing. Oh, sorry, didn't read the press kit, just talking from previous launches I've seen. No problem. Hey. Are those engine? Oh, that's another 3D modelist, right? Eric X Space.
Oh yeah.
ERC
Hey,
X
Eric.
Space. Oh yeah, Eric. Okay, I could have guessed that his name is Eric. Are those engines really similar to Rutherford? Yes, they're quite similar. They're both, quite similar as they can get. They're both electric pump fed engines, and they're both pretty small. They're about the same size, I would guess. What program is that to see the Astra rocket? That's Casper's Rocket Explorer. Casper Stanley. Just Google Casper Stanley and Patreon, and you will have access to his program called Rocket Explorer for with the 5 USD tier.
Yeah.
All right. No more news.
It looks like the Rutherford is actually a little bit smaller than the engines. At least the bell.
That could be because Electron is propelled by 9 Rutherford engines, whereas Rocket 3.2 only uses 5 of the Delphin engines. Yep. Still no updates after 15 minutes. After they have passed the common line. It costs money? Yes, it does. But only 5 USD for Patreon, and you can get access to it. Thank you for the overview. Now you can tell me who will be the next head football coach of Auburn University. I can tell you it's not me. And it's probably not you. But judging by Elon's happiness, I think SN9 lives and there are road closures tomorrow for the crane and SN9 to move to the launch pad. I doubt that they will launch SN9 to the pad until it's repaired. Even maybe they will repair it. We don't know. Maybe they will just say, yeah, it would take too long. Just repair it and go ahead with SN10. Finish SN10 and put SN10 on the pad. It looks like you have to subscribe to his Patreon in order to download it. Yep, but there's also a demo version of it. So you can get a feel for the program. See above. What should I see above? Sorry. Astra posted on Twitter that the launch was already happening. Yeah, it's on the way. Not right now. It's 15 for now, probably 17, 18. Oh, 17 seconds ago. They've posted some pictures. Just some pictures, and they are not loading right now. God damn it, internet, come on. Thanks, I'm fine. Check Discord. In a moment, Trevor. Not right now.
Pictures from orbit.
Oh, those are images from space.
Not from orbit, I should say, from space. Yeah.
Not from orbit. We don't know that, but from space. And we see a picture of the second stage of the engine bell, and we can see that it pretty much. Can you, Casper? Can you show us the second stage again? No, that's wrong engine. Wrong rocket. Yeah, I will show you the picture in a second. Scroll up to it. Yeah, and here you can see the picture of the camera looking down towards the second engine nozzle.
So it isn't looking
it's
exactly like I thought, but
similar. I mean,
quite
the tank will probably just be covered in insulation material. So yeah, and the other picture was that one. So they have pictures from space, but we don't know yet if they're actually in orbit. But those pictures look beautifully. Well, hit F5 again.
If we look at the timestamp, you can see that the images are from
21:03:52.
15 minutes ago.
That's UTC. That was about 17 minutes ago and 16 minutes ago. So that's... Wait, okay. So 21 UTC, 21:03 UTC. That was, what, 17 minutes ago. 17
Correct.
minutes ago. But that would mean after stage step, which happened 22 minutes ago, they only had 5 minutes of a burn at max. So they're probably not in orbit, I would say. What do you think?
Okay, because the engine is not firing and it should have been firing at this point.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it is. 5 minutes after stage step and only 2 minutes after passing the common line. Yeah, Astra, come on, show us.
We need info.
Give us the details we want. But yeah, we can definitely like this tweet. Oh God, come on, Astra, we want to know, even if it's a failure, kind of partial failure. Something just crashed into my backyard. Well, then go outside and look. Someone confirmed nominal second stage burn. The redstone hive. Who was that? Can you double check real quick, please? Comparing the time the tweet was issued to the camera time is not sensible. Why not? Up until stage step, they have tweeted like every few seconds. So that is pretty close. A few seconds off maybe from actual stage step.
Andy is saying nominal second stage burn reported.
Really? Okay, yeah. That's interesting. By Josh Ingersoll, but I don't know who that is. Well, yeah, I don't know either. Casper, could you check the link that Skylar just posted?
Yeah.
It was nominal. Ooh. Someone is in on the inside joke. On Intel Nuts.
Saying, according to Astra's webcast, they had a nominal second stage burn.
Ooh,
so someone has
Astra
webcast.
Nice.
Not too shabby. Congratulations, Astra.
Yeah, if there was a nominal second stage engine burn, that would probably mean that they are in orbit right now. Which is awesome.
That is pretty great, yeah. Just only their second launch attempt, right? So.
Well, their second launch attempt, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's pretty successful.
Ryan just signed up for your Patreon.
Hey, nice. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so the picture of the second stage, I mean, the picture looking at the second stage and down towards the engine bell, could be right after shutdown. And if the tweet was a minute off, then it might have been just in time. So they had a nominal burn. Are they going to attempt to deorbit the second stage soon? That's actually unknown. I do not know if they are attempting to deorbit the burn, but I would think they will try. The problem though is I don't know if they have any attitude control on the second stage, since it's very small, and that would add probably a lot of mass. Well, I was also part of their exclusive post-launch press briefing. I mean, it could also be that too many people from the media just asking them questions. But yeah, we have had contact to Astra before, and it's not like they don't like us. Does the rocket have a real payload? No, it does not. There are only additional instruments on board for in orbit and during flight data gathering. It might be out of range of their ground tracking station. It is headed out over the Pacific Ocean after all. That's true. True. Yeah, in English it's nominal, not nominal, but I like the nominal one better. So, and I will probably say it without even noticing it. Why not launch a test payload? Because there is simply no need to, pretty much, for them. This launch was their first, like the second launch attempt, and it's only a test launch to make sure they can actually get into orbit. The next one will probably be with a mass simulator to see how much they can put into orbit and demonstrate how much they can put into orbit. So customers will then be able to like really see that they are able to put a specific amount of payload into orbit. Nope, they did not launch with a mass simulator.
So
it ignited, probably does affect.
Who told us about the successful second stage burn? He also tweeted that there are 4 US companies that have made it to orbit: Astra, Orbital, ATK, SpaceX, and Rocket Lab.
What about ULA?
They are partially government owned. That was also a question.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 4th US company.
Oh, did they update? Ooh. Yeah, they did huge success. Flight video data and more details to follow. Yes.
That is so cool.
It's such a relief. Congrats. That's good news. Welcome to the club of orbital. How do you say that? Welcome to the club of orbital launch
or like
vehicle
launchers?
Providers. No, not question mark.
Providers?
Welcome. Oh, just say welcome to the orbital club.
That's a good way to say it.
Welcome to the orbital club. Yeah, we're all sitting here hitting F5 until there is a new update. Well,
that was extremely cool.
Yeah, and if you just tuned in, we'll do a quick recap of today's launch attempt. So they started tweeting T-minus 15 minutes. Let's see. About 47 minutes ago. So they had liftoff about 32 minutes, 31 or 30 minutes ago, 33 minutes actually. Rocket 3.2 lifted off 30 minutes ago, which was at about 21:30 UTC. No, not 21:30 UTC. I'm completely 21 UTC, sorry. It was about 21 UTC. And soon after that, they had a T+1 minute at experienced max Q, followed by Miku, then stage separation confirmed. And then we had a bit of a hard drop moment. 4 minutes passed until they posted just common line passed. We didn't know if the second stage ignited or not, but it seems like it did. And then, again, 50 minutes after that, they posted 2 pictures of the second stage in orbit, looking down on Earth. One just looking down on Earth, and the second picture looking down towards the second stage engine nozzle. And then 2 minutes ago, they posted probably the final tweet for a bit of the time, like for extended amounts of minutes. Oh my god, English, I can't anymore. Huge success, flight video, data, and more details to follow. So keep an eye on Astra on their Twitter, and also keep an eye on John Kraus' Twitter and Instagram. He will probably post some videos or pictures too, since he was down or up there for Astra as their launch photographer. I can't English anymore. So yeah, Rocket 3.2. It's actually a quite small vehicle. It's only 11.6 meters tall and 1.32 meters wide. It's propelled by 5 Delphin engines. On the first stage, running on RP1 and LOX. Second stage is propelled by 1 Ether engine, also running on RP1 and LOX. So yeah, if you want to find out more about today's mission, head on over to everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch preview. And no, Juan, I won't switch to German. Yeah, head on over to everydayastronaut.com/prelaunch previews and read through the Rocket 3.2 orbital launch attempt 2 pre-launch preview. There is everything you need to know. And yeah, that was a quite exciting stream, although we didn't see that much, except for Casper's Rocket Explorer, which was actually pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
I think we made it more exciting than just refreshing Twitter.
Yeah, to showcase the rocket and also compare it to different rockets, size-wise and also capability-wise. I think that's probably gonna be it. I don't know what we could say or show any more than that. 6 minutes ago.
I think we should just round it out with Astra has not confirmed orbit, but
true.
Either way, it's a huge success, and it will probably mean that they get some more funding for future.
More funding for future development, and also the most important thing, a ton of data that they need to refine and to upgrade their systems. So yeah, if you can remember Rocket 3.1, the first orbital launch attempt, which took off in September earlier this year, had its flight terminated at about T plus 25 seconds because it drifted off course. The guidance system had an issue, which was luckily only a software issue. Otherwise, we would not have been here today, and we would not have seen them launch today. Yeah. So, where was I? I'm sorry, I'm completely done. it's oh yeah, exactly. The flight was terminated at T plus 25 seconds, so everything more than T plus 25 seconds would be a success for them. They had main engine cutoff, stage sap, they obviously had second stage ignition and had a nominal burn. They've posted pictures from probably on orbit, and they've also posted huge success, flight video data, and more details to follow. So I guess we can wait for further updates in their upcoming press conferences. Well, that's gonna be it for me. I'm not Tim Dodd, not the Everyday Astronaut, but still I'm part of the Everyday Astronaut team. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was an amazing stream. I did not think that we would hit. We hit 346 people, 347 people at one time. And
That's nuts.
Yeah, and 17,911 clicks, which is amazing. Oh no, sorry, we hit. Oh no, yeah, we hit 374 people, 47, sorry, which is amazing. I did not see that coming. Well, earlier today we had a Rocket Lab launch with, what was it, 24 people, 23 people, I think. Overall, maybe 40. So yeah, thank you guys. That's gonna be it. I'm not Tim Dodd. I'm not here with the astronaut. Thanks guys for hanging out, and see you. There will unfortunately be no outro as of right now, but be sure I will be working on one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
And we're off.